Hey everybody, this is Damon Moore, and I wanted to take today to answer some questions about family law. My assistant Shelly is with me, and she's going to read some questions. If you have questions that you have, and we're just talking about family law today, then then you can follow me on YouTube or on Twitter at Damon_Moore, and you can ask whatever questions you have. You can also check on the website www.damonmoore.com, and you can follow or subscribe there. Be sure to click the like button and leave any comments that you have. Shelley, give me a question. Let's see what we have.
All right, we have a question here. This person wants to get a divorce.
Okay.
They don't have a lot of money. They have been married for about 12 years, and they were told to first take care of child support, then do the divorce. Is this correct? And is there a less expensive way to do this?
Okay. So they've been married 12 years. Obviously, they have at least one child. The question is how to go about doing the child support versus the divorce. I mean, ideally, I would try to handle them both at the same time. I think if you're looking and you're saying, you know, I don't have the ability to do both at the same time, then sure. I mean, you can go to the Office of Attorney General or hire an attorney and pursue the child support first. I'm not sure from a cost perspective it's going to be advantageous to do one or the other, unless the situation is one where you're saying I can have the child support handled for free through the Office of Attorney General, and then once I begin to earn money or receive money from the non-custodial parent, then I can use that to then pursue the divorce. I suppose that is one way to handle it. So yes, if you don't have any money, then the ideal way to take on the matter is to go to the Office of Attorney General, see if they can start a child support case, and then pursue the divorce. What else you got?
All right, we have another question. This also involves children. So this person has it set up with their partner, their ex, where the ex gets the kids Thursday nights and takes the kids to school on Friday. So this person wants to know, what if there is no school on Friday? Is this my time or is this the ex's time?
Okay. So, as strange as this sounds, I think the first thing that you would want to do is look to the order and see what the order says. Sometimes the order gives you the information you need right in a clear and obvious spot, and sometimes the order gives you the information you need later on in the order. If the child does not have school the next day, if it actually, quite frankly, would probably depend on the way I would handle that. Would probably depend on who I was representing. If I were representing the father in the case, I would say, hey, I'm supposed to return the child to school. I'm supposed to take the child on Thursday and then return the child to school when school resumes. I'd look at the order and say, okay, does the order say that school's going to resume on Friday? And if the order doesn't say that, then, and I'm representing the father, I might make the argument that I get to keep the child until school resumes, and school doesn't resume until Monday. Therefore, I get to return the child on Monday. If I'm representing the mother, I'm going to say uh, that that school's not resuming on Friday, because there's no class that particular day. Therefore, he should have to return the child to me at the time that school would normally resume. Personally, I don't think that that's as strong an argument, uh, but you have to look at what's the spirit of the order. Is the idea was the idea that the child is supposed to be uh, uh, returned after an overnight, or was the idea that the child was supposed to be returned at some other time? Once you figure that out, then that puts you in a better position to be able to make an argument to the judge as to what it is that you're ultimately wanting. But I think something that some people should keep in mind that they don't, unfortunately, is that sometimes if you're the parent who has the child most of the time, allowing the child to get away for a little time can give you the opportunity to kind of recharge, and it just, I think for some it just can make life more enjoyable. And I think a lot of parents kind of miss on that opportunity because, quite frankly, they're so concerned about winning the argument. You've got a child that the other side wants to see, and you don't want him to be able to see the other child, or you don't want her to see the other child, and so you're just making an argument that's geared more toward beating the other person than toward enjoying time with the child. And I think it's unfortunate that that happens, but those are the ways that I would look at that particular argument. I think if you want to hire an attorney and take that issue in front of a judge and get some kind of clarification for what happens in those instances, then obviously you're welcome to do that. But I think it would be a poor use of your money. So I think I think I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this point. So let's go to the next question.
Okay. This one is also child custody and child support, but this also includes domestic violence. So we have a person who was in North Carolina and they left due to domestic violence, went to Texas.
They left to do, hold on, they left to do domestic violence? They left due to domestic violence.
They left due to domestic violence.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
And so they have a 2-year-old, and they would like to get child support started in some sort of custody agreement with the father, but the father is still in North Carolina. So
Okay.
what do they do?
Okay, so in that question, is there any information provided about how long the mother has been in Texas?
No, this person does not state that. She just gives the age of the daughter.
Okay. So one of the things that, and how old is the daughter?
The daughter is 2 years old.
Okay. So a couple of things immediately come to mind. I think one thing you've got to be really careful about is the age, or I'm sorry, the amount of time that the person has been in Texas. So if they're moving from North Carolina to Texas, then and the person hasn't established residency in Texas, then you could run into danger on a jurisdictional issue when you go to court. I think in an ideal situation, if you have the time, if you can stand to wait, I think you should remain in Texas long enough to be able to gain the benefits of being a Texas citizen in a moment like this. You want to be able to go into the Texas court, pursue what it is you're wanting in terms of uh, custody and visitation, or what in Texas they might call conservatorship and possession and access. Uh, you want to be able to start a case without the father turning around and saying, well, wait a minute, Texas shouldn't be able to assume jurisdiction in this case because the mother is not a citizen of Texas. She hasn't lived there long enough. This case should be in North Carolina. You don't want that situation to develop, because it creates a scenario in which you've got to potentially travel back to North Carolina to take on these kinds of cases, at least temporarily. And you may look and say, well, we're in a pandemic, so we can do this, we can handle the case online, but the pandemic's not going to last forever, and you don't want a scenario in which the North Carolina court has jurisdiction and now you're traveling out there to deal with the issues. So ideally, you wait until you've been in Texas long enough to obtain jurisdiction in Texas, then go to the Attorney General and or go to a lawyer and start the case from Texas. Then that way, when the father tries to say, "Hey, I'm not even, how can you have jurisdiction over me? I'm not even a resident," you then have the ability to make the argument that for this reason, this reason, and this reason, we do have the right to exercise jurisdiction over you in Texas, and so that's what we're going to do. So that's the way I would play that. Take your time, if possible, and then once you have established residency in Texas, then pursue the case against the person in North Carolina. All right, I think we have time for one more.
Okay. This one is regarding a divorce. This person divorced in 2015. They had an amicable divorce, but now this person wants to know, is it too late for me to ask for half of his retirement?
Okay. So does that mean that when they were divorced, initially she did not ask for the retirement, or do you know?
That is correct. She did not ask for any of his retirement.
Okay. So in that situation, that one, I think you really need to reach out to an attorney and kind of explore the dynamics of that. I think you want to have the attorney review the divorce decree and see what things were addressed in that divorce decree. Is it a scenario where the ex-husband was awarded the entire retirement, or is it a scenario in which the final decree doesn't say anything about the retirement? I think you really want to try to figure that out. I think it may also be important to know what happened prior to the final decree. So, for example, was there discovery, and in that discovery, did the husband hide or disclose that he had that retirement? I think there are any number of things that you've got to find out, because if the husband didn't provide the information, it might enable you to go after or pursue that retirement. If he provided the information, or if it was awarded to him, you're probably going to be unable to obtain that a split of his retirement. And so that's I think that's the way that's likely to play out. But I think to put yourself in the best position possible, you should obtain the order, then schedule an appointment with an attorney, and have that attorney take a look at the final decree. So Uh, if you have any other questions, then please feel free to reach out to me. You can follow me on YouTube or I'm at Twitter at Damon_Moore. Or obviously you can call the office and you can reach out through my website, DamonMoore.com. If you have any questions, do you want me to answer in a future video? You can also leave your questions in the comments, and I'll address it in the comments or in a future video. Look forward to speaking with you and getting to know more about you and your situation. Take care.